Om Sri Lakshmi Narasimhaya Namaha. Jabara Upanishad. Om, that Brahman is infinite and this universe is infinite. The infinite proceeds from the infinite. Then, taking the infinitude of the infinite, that is universe, it remains as the infinite Brahman alone. Om, let there be peace in me. Let there be peace in my environment. Let there be peace in the forces that act on me. Chapter 1. 1. Brahaspati, the preceptor of the gods, asked the sage Yajnavalkya, which is the Kurukshetra, the famous holy place that destroys sins and protects the good, the place where the gods perform sacrifices, and which is the abode of Brahman in all beings. Yajnavalkya replied, Avimukta is the Kurukshetra, the place where the gods perform sacrifices to deities and which is the abode of Brahman in all beings, that is, the middle of the eyebrow. Hence, whatever once goes on shall think thus. This is the Kurukshetra, the place where gods perform sacrifices to the deities and which is the abode of Brahman in all beings. This is the spot where, when the vital air departs from the living person, Rudra imparts the mantra, that is Taraka Brahman, to him, by which, becoming immortal, he attains liberation, that is final beatitude. Hence one shall resort to Avimukta, shall not desert the Avimukta. Brahaspati approved of the statement, saying, So it is, Yajnavalkya. Verily it is so, O revered one, it is so, Yajnavalkya. Chapter 2. 1. Thereafter the sage Atri, son of the creator Brahma, asked of Yajnavalkya, How am I to realize the self which is infinite and unmanifest? To this Yajnavalkya replied, that Avimukta, Lord Shiva, as the Redeemer, is to be worshipped. The self which is infinite and unmanifest is established in, that is non-different from, the Avimukta, in Ishvara, possessed of attributes. 2. Which is that place where Avimukta is established? He is established in between Varana and Nasi. What is meant by Varana and what by Nasi? The Varana is so called as it wards off all the faults committed by the 10 organs of perception and action. The Nasi is so named as it destroys all sin committed by the 10 organs. The place between Varana and Nasi is the meeting place of the upper part of the nose and the central of the eyebrows, which is the seat of that Avimukta. That which is the well-known juncture of the eyebrows and the nose is the juncture of heaven in the form of the crown of the head, and this world in the form at the end of the chin. The knower of the Veda worship indeed this juncture, that is Samadhi, as Sandhya in their daily worship. That Avimukta is to be worshipped. He who knows this thus, the true nature of the Avimukta imparts the wisdom of Avimukta, that the individual self is no other than the attributeless Brahman to his disciples. Chapter 3. 1. Then the disciplined students, Brahmacharyans of Yajnavalkya asked him, Pray tell us, what is that mantra by reciting which one attains immortality? He replied, by reciting Satarudriya. These mantras are indeed the names of Rudra to achieve immortality. By reciting these mantras, one becomes immortal. Chapter 4. 1. Then Janaka, the king of the Videhas, respectfully approached Yajnavalkya and requested him, Revered sir, expound to me the tenets of renunciation, that is sannyasa. He, Yajnavalkya, then replied, After completing the period of disciplined studentship, that is brahmacharya, one may become a householder. After becoming a householder, he may become a forest dweller, that is, become a vanaprastha. Having become a vanaprastha, he may renounce the world and thus becomes a mendicant monk. Or alternatively, he may embrace renunciation from brahmacharya itself, or from the stage of a householder, or from the forest life of vanaprastha. It can also be that a person may renounce worldly life that very day on which distaste for it draws on him. Whether he is one not observing the vows before the stage of renunciation or observed them, whether he has undergone the prescribed ablution on completing the disciplined studentship or not, whether he is one who has discontinued maintaining the sacred fire at the death of his wife, that is, Utsangni, or is one who does not maintain for other cause the sacred fire, Anangnika. 2. Some lawgivers prescribe the sacrifice called Prajapatya, of which the god Brahma is the presiding deity, to a twice born before he embraces renunciation. But, though thus laid down, he may not do so. He shall only perform the sacrifice in which Agni is the deity, for Agni is the vital breath, that is prana. Thereby he does strengthen the vital breath. He shall then perform the Tridat via sacrifice from the three forms of Agni in him, namely Sattva, Raja and Tamas, are strengthened by the sacrifice. Having performed the sacrifice, he shall smell the smoke of the holy fire, reciting the following mantra. 3. O fire, this vital breath is your source. As you are born from Sutraman at the proper time, you shine forth, knowing him, the Atman, your ultimate source. May you merge in him. May you increase our wealth. Here, the transcendental knowledge. Verily, this is the source of fire, namely the vital air. So what is said by this mantra is, may you go unto your source, Swaha. 4. Having procured the holy fire from the house of a well-versed Vedic scholar in the village, he shall smell the holy dare as described previously. If he is unable to procure the holy fire, he shall offer the oblations in water. For water is verily all the gods, reciting, I offer the oblation to all the gods, Swaha. He shall tender the oblation, and picking up a small portion of the offered oblation, which is mixed with ghee, he shall eat it, as this is beneficial. The mantra of liberation, namely Om, is the essence of the three Vedas. This he shall realize. It is Brahman, and it is to be worshipped. Indeed, so it is, O revered Yajnavalkya, said Janaka. Chapter 5. 1. Then the sage Atri asked Yajnavalkya, may I ask you, Yajnavalkya, how is one without the sacred thread a Brahmana? Yajnavalkya replied, the conviction I am, the self alone, is a sacred thread. He shall then sip water ceremoniously thrice. This is the method enjoined on those who renounce worldly life. 2. In the case of Kshatriyas and others not entitled to renunciation, they may seek liberation in the path of the brave, who court death in the battlefield, or fast unto death as the discipline, or enter into water to rise no more, or enter fire to be burnt to ashes, or undertake the great journey in which they collapse by exhaustion. 3. Then in the case of those entitled to renunciation, the mendicant monk wearing ochre-colored garments with shaven head, accepting nothing, accepting food for bare sustenance, being pure, injuring none, in thought, word and deed, austerely living on alms, becomes fit for realizing Brahman. If sorely afflicted by diseases, etc., he may renounce the world by mental resolve, or by spoken words uttering mantras. This way of renunciation has been prescribed by Brahma, the creator, in the Vedanta. The ascetic, the sannyasin, who has renounced the world, following this path, realizes Brahman. Thus indeed it is, O revered Yajnavalkya, appreciated Janaka. Chapter 6. 1. There are sages called Paramahamsas, as in the days of yore the sages Samvartaka, Aruni, Svetaketu, Durvasas, Ribhu, Nidagha, Jadabharata, Dattatreya, Raivataka and others wearing no distinguished marks, with conduct beyond the ken of worldly people and who behaved as though bereft of their senses, though perfectly sane. 2. Discarding all these, namely the threefold staff of bamboo, the water pot, the sling to carry personal effects, the arm bowl, the cloth for purifying water tied to the staff, tuft of hair and sacred thread in water, that is the reservoir, by reciting Bhu Swaha, the Paramahamsas shall seek the Atman. 3. Possessing a form as one just born, that is unclad, unaffected by the pairs of opposites such as heat and cold, pleasure and pain, accepting nothing except bare sustenance, We, well established in the path of the truth of Brahman, of pure mind, receiving alms into the mouth, literally into the vessel of the belly, at the prescribed hour in order to sustain life, become equanimous at gain or loss of alms, sheltering himself without an abode of his own, in an unoccupied house, a temple, a culp of tall grass, or a heap of straw, an anthill, the shade of a tree, a potter's hut, a cottage where sacred fire is kept, sandy banks of a river, a mountain, thicket or cavity, a hollow in a tree, the vicinity of waterfall or a piece of clean ground, making no effort in any kind of gainful activity, free from mindness, that is a sense of possessiveness, ever meditating on Brahman, devoted to the self, ever intent on eradication of the good and bad karma. The sage finally gives up his body in the state of renunciation. Such a sage is indeed a Paramahamsa. Thus ends the Upanishad. Om, that Brahman is infinite and this universe is infinite. This infinite proceeds from the infinite, then taking the infinitude of the infinite, that is universe, it remains as the infinite Brahman alone. Om, let there be peace in me, let there be peace in my environment, let there be peace in the forces that act on me. Here ends the Jabalopanishad belonging to the Shukla Yajurveda. Mantrahina, Kriyahina, Bhaktihina, Kshamapate. Om Sri Krishnarpanamastu.